Oh, hi there. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how I created this image, this realistic looking model made of, wood and concrete, and this perforated stuff that we got going on right here. So I'm going to show you how I created it using 3ds Max and Corona Renderer. At the end, we'll take it to, Photoshop to do a little bit of post-production to it to get the best out of it. So if these are things you would like to see, please keep watching, okay? So in this video, we're going to do basically three things. We're going to set up our camera, we're going to set up our lights, and then we're going to set up our materials. And I'll be showing you how to do just that, all right? So to set up our camera, setting up the camera and the light is actually the easy path, okay? So first of all, like the video I did before, we're going to set it from the viewport, all right? So first of all, I'm going to turn on the safe frame. We're going to be using a square aspect ratio, all right? So open your render setup. Make sure that your renderer is in Corona. If not, just drop this thing down and select it. Select Corona, okay? Or whatever, okay? The main idea behind this thing is to create something like this. It's not really about the renderer. So if you have some other renderer that you're using, you can actually use that one. All right, so the output size, you see what I did here, 3000. You can set it to whatever size. Just make sure that the image aspect ratio is 1.0. okay, so let's escape from that. So okay, I'm going to set the first camera. All right, like I said, we're going to be doing that from the viewport. All right, something like this. Let me zoom out a little bit. Okay. Yes, this is fairly okay. All right, so making sure that you are in orthographic, like click on the orthographic. If you're in perspective, it's going to be giving you something way different than what we have now. All right, but if you're in perspective or orthographic, it's going to, you can see how the image is showing. So make sure you're on orthographic, and then see this icon here, that's create Corona from view. Click on it. We have created our first camera. All right, so let's and then make our camera to be in this particular view. Let me turn on the safe frame for this viewport. All right, let's remove it from here. In fact, let's enter perspective mode in here. Let me set it back to orthographic. So I want us to get, you can see I already made it easy. I already put this in. So I want us to get like top-down view, okay? A top-down view of this camera angle. So I am just going to, first of all, let me turn on that safe frame back. Shift F to turn it back, okay? We need a top-down view. So I'm going to try my best to match that box in view. This box here. All right, so let me zoom out a little bit. So pan and zoom in. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that seems to be about right. All right, so it's still top view, so it's still top down. So I'm just going to click that icon again. So we have so if I come over here, you can see our top-down view that we just created. So I feel like we should add another view. We should add another view from this side, all right? So let me just, okay. This is a different type of camera. We are putting an orthographic camera. Okay, that is the best type of camera to use for this type of camera angles, for this type of rendering. That's the best camera to use to render this type of angles. This is like an isometric view. All right, so you need the lines to be parallel. Okay, you need in the perspective, camera view. If I change this into perspective now, the lines will hardly, you will spend more time trying to set it to be parallel, and we don't have that much time. So I'm going to, okay. Yes, I think I need to rotate it a little bit more. A little bit. Why is it? I don't know. Yes. Yes. Okay. We can just, let's just create the camera. I mean, come over here. Yeah, we have. So I think this 3 camera is okay. So I'm just going to remove this from here. So I told you we are going to set camera 1, and then what else? We are going to set our lights, and then we are going to set materials, create materials. We're going to be creating materials, and we're going to be adding it to this place. Later, we're now going to render it and then save out. I will show you what you can do on Photoshop to, beef it up a little bit. All right, so we are done with the first part of this video, which is setting the camera. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is set our lights. All right, so we're going to use Corona, right? So we're going to use Corona light. Okay, so come over to this light panel. Okay, what should you call it? Panel? Yeah, or light tab, whatever. Then drop down this and select Corona light. Okay, click on light, Corona light, and then we're going to change the shape to rectangle. Now we need 2 lights for this image. Let me set this to the first one. Let's work with this. We need 2 lights for this image. We need the main light, the main source of light, which is the key light. We need the key light, and then we need the fill light. All right, so we're going to create the key light first. So you don't just worry about it. Just create a box on the floor. All right, then let's raise it up a bit, and then let's go over to the modifier and then add the target. So now it's targeted. So I'm going to select only that target. So I'm going to select only that target. Yeah, no problem. It still works. So let me select the target now. I don't know what's going to happen. Okay, I've selected the target. So now I want this light to be coming at an angle of 45 degrees from this model, which is what I'm going to do with the target. I'm going to use the target to set it. All right. So I'm going to add it like so. So let me start an interactive render. So I'm going to bring up my Corona VFB. Okay. Let's set it like this. Let's go ahead and lock this camera view so that this thing doesn't happen. Like when I click here, it will start rendering here. When I click here, it will start rendering here. All right, so I'm going to come over here. Make sure you have clicked the viewport you want, because it works with viewport. So you select it and then come over here and then click on this key here. That locks it. All right. So yeah, I think we need to raise it higher a little bit, just a little bit. Okay. All right. So higher still. Just play with the lights. Wherever feels cool by you. Just leave it there. So I want to increase the size of this key light. All right. I want to increase it more. Okay. You see, the bigger it is, the more it eliminates that shadow for us. Okay. I think I need a little bit of that shadow. All right, so I want to create another one from the top. This is now our fuel light. Okay, this one is going to be way bigger and the intensity is going to be reduced. All right, so yeah, it's still in rectangle. The shape is rectangle. So I'm going to try to cover that square. I'm going to Control Z. Oh, yeah, select it. So I'm going to raise it up. And so I'm going to show the VFB. Let's go again. All right, so this intensity is way too high, as we all can agree. So I'm going to make this 2. All right. Okay. All right, so you can see the exposure, I already set it to, something in this neighborhood, minus 0.7. That means the light is reduced, and you can see the contrast, 3. You can see the saturation, okay? And you can see I'm using highlight compress instead of this ASIS OT. I don't like using it, but you can use it if it makes your work better. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We have set our light. We'll keep, tweaking it and working on it as we go along. Okay. But for now, it is what it is. The light is already there. So now the next thing we need to work on is our materials. All right. Let me stop this. We need 3 materials, okay? We need the perforated material on the floor, we need the wood material, and we need the concrete material. You might have noticed when I was setting the light, okay? When I was setting the light, you see everything is white. That's because I already overrode the materials in this scene, okay, using the material override, all right? Let me go ahead and remove everything. Okay, so I already overrode everything using this Corona Legacy material, all right? So if you don't know how to do that, let's say I removed this stuff, okay? And then open my VFB. If I should hit render, this is what this is what we should have had, all right? But because I don't want to be distracted by all this color, they are beautiful, mind you, but I don't want to be distracted by them. So what I did was, let me reduce this. What I did was I opened the settings and I went to the scenes, okay? And then I click on the material override, then selected this, and then went over to the materials under Corona and selected Corona Legacy material. All right? So you can see now, when I select it and I want to make changes to it because now it's looking very white, I don't want it to look this white. All right? And I open my material editor, all right? And then I can drag it into this place as instance, and I say, okay. Now I can open this. I want to reduce this color. Let me show you, we're seeing what is going on. I want to reduce this color. You can see. Okay. And then I say, okay. And then I come over to reflection. I add 1 over here. And for here, I add minus 0.4. Sorry. I add 0.4. Okay. So I'm going to leave it at that. So that's how we're arriving at what we had before, in case you're wondering. So now, first thing I want us to do is to create our wood material. So we're going to be adding wood in various places. We're going to be, let me stop this. We're going to be adding wood here. We're going to be adding wood on this staircase. I'm going to be adding wood here. In fact, let's just start adding it without any further ado. All right, so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to duplicate this material. This is the material we'll be using. Okay, I'm going to duplicate this material and I'm going to rename it and call it wood material. Okay, that's what I want us to create first. So wood material. And I want to start first by applying it on this particular place. Okay, so I want to start by applying it on this particular part of the model. This is going to be made of wood. So first thing I want to do is exclude it. Exclude it from the material override so that when I apply material on it, the material is actually going to show instead of being overridden, okay, by this Corona Legacy material. So I'm going to click this plus button, which means I've added this element into the element object. Okay, I've added this object into the object that are excluded from the material override. All right, so I'm going to one at a time. Okay, so I'm going to select this because I want to even create the material. After creating the material, then I can select everything and then exclude them all at once and then apply the material all at once. Then we can start mapping them. But for now, let's close this. Okay, let me go ahead, turn on the show in viewport and then apply this. All right. So now let's see what's going on. There is no difference because it's still that same material that I applied. Now I'm going to start bringing in the maps. Okay, so I'm going to open the folder. This is the wood we're going to be using. All right, so I'm going to bring it in over here. All right. Then I'm going to bring in, I think the only thing we need in this particular work is just the map and the bump. So I'm going to bring in the normal too. All right. So for the bump, we're going to use the normal map. So let's use Corona normal. Then we're now going to plug this into Corona normal. Don't forget to add gamma to input. That helps a lot. All right. So you can see we're already making it happen. So let me first of all, I like to isolate things. Let me isolate this. Okay, for now, let's leave this material the way they are. We're going to work on the look and feel later. Let's see what's going on over there. Oh, sorry. Let's bring them back. Let's see what's going on over there. Okay. I'm beginning to think that light is too much. This particular light. Let's take it down a notch. Let's make it like 30. Okay. Let's make this one like 3. Oh, 2 is fine. Okay. All right. All right. So we need to work on this material. All right. So first thing I want us to do to the material is to adjust the map. I'm going to use UW map to do that. I already have a shortcut here, but if you don't have the shortcut, just click on this modify list and then type UVW. Okay, see it here. You can still apply it. All right. So we need, the 3 coordinate, the length, the width, and the height. So we're going to use box. The map over here is not giving me what I want. It's looking very small. Okay, so let's increase it over here and see what we're going to get. I don't even like the way this. Let's rotate it. I want to rotate the map. Okay. To like 90 degrees. Sorry, let me turn on this thing. Okay. Yeah. To like 90 degrees. Then I'm going to adjust the size over here. I think this is now very big. All right, so now let's take a look. Okay. Let's even reduce this light even more. Okay. Okay. Maybe we can do it like this. All right. Let's just keep working for now. All right. So I'm going to open this. Like obviously, we need to work more on this material. It's looking washed out over here. All right. So I'm going to select this. We're going to make some changes to the output color. All right. So I'm going to enable color map. And now I want to add two points. I want to add one over here and I want to add one over here. All right. So I'll select this and I'll make it Bezier, the same as these two. All right. So let's start. Let me see what's going on. All right. So first thing first, I'm going to take this down. All right. Gonna take it down. So somewhere like this. It up a bit. Okay. You can see the wood is now looking so rich. All right. This particular one too, you need to take it somewhere in this neighborhood. Okay. So how are we looking? All right. So you can see the wood now. But then we need to, adjust the coloring a little bit. The coloring is not, giving me exactly what I want. So I'm going to bring in our color correction. Okay, color correction. Where are you? In the general. I'm going to drop this over here. All right. So first of all, I'll start by desaturating it. Okay, I'm going to saturate it a bit. Okay. We need to change this hue a little bit. Make it a little bit yellower. All right. I think that's good. All right. So you can see that richness. You can see this part, showing. Let me show you what we had, before the settings we made. All right. So if I should turn this thing off, okay. Obviously, we added color corrections, which went ahead to saturate the more. But the purpose of doing this is to give us this richness, this color variation that is going to make our model pop. All right, so I think I need to work a little bit on the material. So let me go close. I want to expand it more. I want to make this, increase the width of the map. That is not happening. Not that. Definitely this. Maybe. Okay. All right, so let's go back. Not this. Let's go back into the material editor. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let's go and increase the bump. Let's go into the material editor and increase the bump. Okay. The bump is just 1. Let's make it like 10. Can see the roughness already showing. Sometimes I just render to see the exact, to see what I'm dealing with here. Okay. You can see the material over here. You can see the roughness, because I want this thing to look like, a model, a rough model. All right. So that's just basically that. All right. So I'm going to stop it for now. Now we have our wooden material. So let's go ahead and apply it everywhere we're going to have wood. All right. And then quickly, just like we just did now, quickly add, UVW map and all other things to make it look nice. All right. Yeah. So let's go ahead and exclude them. Okay. So now we need to, some part of this and some part of this. The way I modeled those parts, I didn't model them in such a way that they are separated like this particular one over here. But then some part of this and some part of this is going to be made of wood. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this, all right? And I'm going to use the polygon. This particular one over here. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to detach this thing. I'm going to detach it from the element. I don't know. I cannot select that back. Or maybe I can. Like so. No, turn it to wireframe mode. And then I forgot that this is also part of the model. So maybe everything has to be selected from this side. All right, so no. Yeah. So I've selected the part that's going to be wood, and I'm now going to come over here and then detach it. Okay. detach as object O1. All right, so now it's its own object. So if I select it, you can see it over here now. So let me do the same thing for this particular side. So this side we have, let me turn this to shaded again. So I'm gonna come over here. We have a lot going on here, so I think let's be patient. Let's select everything, you know. Like this. Okay. We have that, and then we have this and this. Yeah. I think that's basically it. That's basically it. So I'm gonna detach it also. All right. So yeah, let's start with this. Let's first of all isolate exclude them. All right. So I'm gonna start with this, and I'm gonna apply the wood material we created to it. Okay. Let me just try. Let me copy this UVW map and then paste it here and see what happens. Yeah, it's not bad. I don't think it's bad. Let's see everything. Okay. All right. That's not bad per se, but I have to do something to this, you know, the material. All right. So I'm gonna stop it for a little bit. Like that. Yeah. And then for this one, I'm going to, yeah. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, I like this better. I like the way the wood, you know, is going now. I like it better. Okay, yeah, this is better. In my opinion, though, you can do whatever you want, you know. I just like this better. So, yeah, stop it. Now, let me go over here and apply for this particular one. So, yeah. So, this right here is supposed to be wood too. And I'm going to apply it, and then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to exclude it. Let's see. That's right. Fitting nicely over there. I'm gonna stop it. Then I'm gonna come over here. Like I said, everything here is gonna be made up of wood. Then this. Then that. I'm gonna start mapping from here. The same thing here. I'm just pasting the one I've done before, so you can do the same. I'm just pasting the UVW map the one I've used before. Like the one from here, that's what I'm pasting all over the place. If when you render and you don't like the way the thing is showing up, then you can make some adjustments. Okay? Yeah. I've not adjusted the map on that one. So I think the map here is actually big. I'm going to adjust it. Okay, I'm going to adjust it. Let's see how this side looks when we do, a render. Actually huge. Okay, I'm not comfortable with how huge that is, so I'm just going to adjust it. Make it small a little bit. But maybe, yeah. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. So yeah, I think I'm going to be using this. So I'm going to be copying it. I'll delete this and then I'll paste this one. Delete, paste. Okay. Let me make this a little bit bigger. I think I'm going to leave this one over here. See how that goes. And then for this, just paste things all over the place. Let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. Okay. That's not bad at all. Now, this bridge over here is going to be wood material as well. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to open my material editor. And I'm going to okay. All right. So basically, we're done with the wood aspect of this model. Now we're going to go over to the concrete part of the model. All right. So yeah, I like that. Yeah, I think I should, probably reduce the brightness of this material or something. Let me see from the color correction. Okay, this is it. Let's take it over here. Let me see what I'm doing. It's very bright. It's really, really bright. I don't know how I feel about that. So let's find out. So let's just make this in 0.8. Okay. All right. Actually, that's not bad. I'm not even going to lie. That's not bad. So for now, I think you're going to leave it at that. I think this light. Yeah. Let's make this a little bit brighter. It's looking a little bit dull. I don't think I appreciate that. Okay. Let's see. That's a little bit over here. So for the concrete, we are going to be using I will show you how to create concrete material that, is going to make you so happy. First of all, we're going to be using colors. All right, so let's go to Corona color. Let me come over here. Corona color under maps. Corona, you see Corona color. Just bring that to. Okay, let's go ahead and duplicate this. Now we're going to use composite map. All right, so over here in the general, you see a composite map. Just drag it out. And then let's go and bring in this particular map. All right. So it is in. Now, this map, we're going to use it as a layer mask like this. And we're also going to use it as our bump and our displacement. That's a lot. So let's come over here, click on this thing to add one more layer. So we're going to add this first one above here in layer 1. And then the second one, we're going to add it in layer 2. All right. Then we're going to add this entire thing into our diffuse color. Okay. So First of all, we need this color to be different. These two colors, this one, the one above here is going to be a little bit darker, greenish, the way concrete feels. The one down here is going to be a little bit lighter. All right. And then with this layer mask, we are going to choose where the one at the top is going to show and the one at the bottom is going to show. All right. So if I should plug this thing here, wherever, let me open this thing. Wherever is black is going to retain the one at the top, and wherever is white is going to retain the one at the bottom. So let's go ahead and select this and start playing with the color. Well, instead of using, you know what? Let me just use color correction. Okay, instead of using this, so I'm going to drag out to color correction. All right, I'm going to plug one at the layer, and I'm going to plug the other one. Okay, let's use color correction instead. All right. So this, the one at the top, let's start with the one at the top. That's the one that's going to have the darker color. So what we're going to do, I said we're going to have that, nice green tint, going on over there. All right. Yeah, let me go ahead and make this one. Let's go. The thing is turning gray. I think I need to do something. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. So let's leave it for now. Let's leave it like this. All right. So the reason why I decided for us to use this, because I want to be able to adjust the saturation if need be. All right. To reduce the saturation of the color if need be. Okay. So for this particular one that is down here, is this one we're just going to use a light gray color. Okay. So I'm going to just come over here, and I'm just going to. Okay. I'm going to increase it a little bit. Oh no. To this place. Okay. I'm going to say okay. Now let's plug this thing over to our bump. Okay. Let's make this like, say, 20. And I'm very generous when it comes to these things. Let's go over here. Let's maybe the displacement, we're going to displace it by 5. See what happens. Okay, I'm going to plug it to the displacement too. Now, let me stop this. This is one of the places we are going to add this, concrete material. So let's go ahead and add it. Make sure it's showing on the viewport. All right. Now, for me to be able to map this, I need to be seeing this map. Okay, so I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to do show shaded in the viewport. Now we need to add UVW map. So there it is. So I'm going to add a third dimension. Okay. Yeah. So as you can see, this edge here is not, respecting itself. So let's, ensure that it respects itself. Oh no. Well, it's not bad. All right. For now, we're going to leave it. So let's add it to our excluded object. Okay. So this is very small, like the the UV map. The map is, I need to make it wider so as to get what I'm looking for. And I think this green is a little bit green. Okay, so I have to adjust it a little bit, the saturation a little bit. So for the saturation of this one, I'm going to make it like, say, let's just start, tweaking it. I think that's cool. Now I need to make a little bit of difference to the gamma of this. So in advance, let's see, let's make it 2. Yeah, of course. So let's go ahead and work on the UVW map and see what that gives us. Okay. So you can see we have created our concrete material. All right. Let's see how that looks like when I do a real render. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, not that bad. Not bad at all, if you ask me. So now let's go ahead and use that same material all over the place where we're supposed to have concrete, which is virtually any other place right now that doesn't have wood on it. So I'm going to stop it. Okay. Now let's start mapping. Let's, we have to start from somewhere. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste it here. Okay. And then for this, I'm going to paste it too. For that, paste. For this, paste. Okay. It's looking a bit stretched here. So let's, work on that. Okay. So I'm going to just raise the height like so. Oh my God. All right. Let's see. Oh, now I'm beginning to feel like I just have to turn off this material override. Like turn it off. Because most of the material now have left the override part. Just a few. Just a few of them now is still there. Okay, so I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna select this. And I'm gonna apply this material on it. Then I'm gonna, yeah, something like that. Let's do a re-render. That helps me understand what I'm dealing with here. Okay, like this part now. It's okay now. See, it is stretched. I have to do something about it. Okay, so I'm gonna stop it. Gonna go over there, and I'm gonna come to the rescue. Like so. Actually, think I should rotate this thing. Like so. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. So I need to do this a little bit. Yep. Let's see. Okay. 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 I'm gonna stop this right now. I think I'm going to take this and I'm going to apply it onto this. So I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna paste. Let's see how that looks. Here's the interactive instead. Okay. Let's see how this looks. So I'm going to make this, this particular part of the model, I'm going to make it wider. Now the map, I'm going to make it wider over here. So this helps us with that. Let's see if we can get interesting part out. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yes, something like that. Something like that. Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to copy this and I'm going to paste it, on these places that we are having these embankments, whatever it is. So I feel like I need to add, a little bit of chamfering to the edges of this because it's looking too sharp. Okay, so for us to do that, let's just drop down this and type chamfer. Okay, and then set it to simple chamfer. Increase the amount to like 5 and see the segment. Make it like 5 too. Okay, just we're going to keep everything simple. So I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to paste it. Okay, paste. That is going to help us a lot to make the edges of our model look, it will help us with the realistic. It will help us with the realism of our model, all right? Okay, as you can see. Just a little bit. Over here. let's see. Let's see the effect of what we just did. I think I should probably reduce the bump. Make it like 10. Looking like stone now. Also maybe the displacement too. Yeah. It is a little bit rough like this. I don't actually. I think I need like 2 materials. Okay. So I want this one to be up to 10. Okay. Let's see. Because I need the roughness inside here like so. But I want it to be up to what it was, like 20. Yeah, so this one outside here, then we can take it down a notch. And I think that 5 is not that bad. So stop. So this, and this. I'm gonna go with this. Okay, the same material, just different bumps. Let's see. So I think the concrete material is about done. All right. So the next thing we are going to create the perforated material that we have on the floor. Okay. Okay, you can see the chamfer that we added, the way it is affecting our material. Okay. So yeah. Now the next thing is this material on the floor. We need to make it perforated. All right. So let's come over here. And then we're going to duplicate this material as usual. Okay. Now, we're going to be using this map over here. This is what we're going to be using. And then we're just going to pass this map through our opacity color and then diffuse color. Okay, just to give it the color, this color. So I'm going to select this. Let me come over to this side. I'm going to select this, and I'm going to select this. Select everything. I'm going to apply this too. So, okay, these two. Apply. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna select these two, and I'm gonna apply this on it. This one too. I'm gonna apply this on it. All right. Yeah. So I think that is right about that. You know, the places we're gonna have those perforated stuff. All right. So yeah, it is time for us to now do our UVW mapping. So I'm gonna keep it like this. Then I'm gonna select this. Now I'm gonna apply UVW map. You see how big it is. So let's open this thing. When you look at this, you notice that this is 500 by 1000. That is 1:2. That is the size of this. So anything you have to do has to be in that aspect ratio, 1:2. So over here, that means if the length is 1000, the width has to be 500. Okay. But that's very small, as you can see. So I'm going to make the length 2000 and then make the width 1000. All right. Okay. I hope that is enough. If it is not, we are going to make some adjustment to it later. Let's see how it is. Over here. It is looking more of like the angle is going upwards. I want you to follow this, this direction. I want you to follow this angle that our model is following. So what I'm just going to do is I'm simply going to go over there and I'm going to rotate this, the map, the UVW map. Okay. So this is it. I'm going to select the gizmo. I'm going to rotate it by 45 degrees to the other side. I'm just going to come here and I'm going to type 45. Okay, that does it for me. All right. So yeah, you can see the map is looking as if it is, yeah. That's good. So now all we have to do is copy the UVW map and paste it all over the place, okay? So select this, come over here, copy, select this, paste, select this part, paste, select this part, paste. All right, so this, I'm gonna paste it over here. This, paste, this, paste, paste, paste. So I think everything is done now. So I'm gonna remove this. I'm gonna, yeah. All right, so obviously we are not going to leave this place to be, I don't know whether this is purple or pink, to be like that. So we're going to take the color, this color of this material, and we're going to apply it over here. Okay. Yeah. So how do we do that? So simply we're going to select this. We're going to create duplicate of it. Let's see. I think we need to create a color using the, let's use Corona color. All right, so let's see how it's gonna be. No, don't have that patience. Let's just do interactive render and see. So if I just go over here and I just say like so, just a little bit. Then say okay. Then copy this over here and then just plug it into this place. Now I can come over here, select this, select this, and then apply this. Also for here too. Okay. So now we can look at it from the different camera angles that we placed. Okay. So let's look at it from the second one. Oh, okay. These lights, we need to work on them. Like this particular one, I need to make it not visible directly. Same as this one too. Maybe turn off this, occlude other lights. Okay, turn this one off too. Okay, so as you can see, we have it over here too. Now this material is looking way too rough. Looking way too rough, man. Let's go over here. Let's do something about it. Let's leave it at 5. Okay. For peace to reign, let's leave it at 5. Five is not bad though. Let's do that 5. Okay. So we have this part. Let's go and take a look at the other camera angle. Let's see how that is. Let's see how that is. Okay, maybe I'm going to put the light to come from this side now. The key light when I come over here, because I don't like the way this light is looking over here. Maybe I'm going to just, put the light to come from here. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do that later. Okay, maybe let me just do it now. But then I will turn it off when I'm coming from that side. Okay, just like this. The copy. So I'll select this one and I'll turn it off. Let's see again. Okay. So now we're going to add miniature humans. All right. So I'm going to stop. And I'm going to save. Let me look at that one more time. I need that filler, but I also want. So I think this material over here needs to be a bit lighter. That's 191. I'm going to do the same over here. 191. Enter. Okay, yeah. All right, so some of these things we are going to, rectify in post. So let's just go ahead and stop it. And then bring in the human beings. I'll say it away for you. Scale it down a bit. All right, so um, that's it for the part that we're going to do inside 3ds Max. Okay, so right now I'm just going to render the image out, and then we are going to meet in Photoshop where I show you how you can, get the most out of your image. All right, so let's go to the render setup. Okay, let's set it to 3000 by 3000 or whatever size is comfortable, to you. And then I'm going to set my material denoiser. I'm going to set the denoiser to corner high quality. All right, and that's just that. So I'm going to open my Corona VFB and I'm going to hit render for you this time. I'm going to render the the three different cameras. Okay, I'm going to render them. So, but then we're going to make, we're going to edit this particular one that's rendering now in Photoshop. All right. So I've allowed it to render for a while, as you can see. You can see our concrete. You can see the wood. All right. So what I'm going to do now, okay, when you come over here, you're going to see 3.5. That's okay. Okay, what I'm going to do now is save out this material, and then save out this. Sorry, save out this particular render, and then do the remaining ones. All right. So I'm going to stop this. You can see it is now denoising. Okay, when you stop it, when you click stop, once it's going to start denoising automatically. All right, so the denoising is done. So I'm going to show you real quick how we're going to save out. So click on save. Okay, let's go to this place. So I'm going to just, call this one view 01. And I'm going to set it to PNG. That's the save as type PNG. Then set the override and then add like 2.2 over here. And then save. All right, so it has successfully saved out. So I'm going to go to the next view and I'm going to render it too. So, but I'm not going to show you how I'm going to save these ones out. Okay, we are going to see in Photoshop where we edit, one of these camera shots to be able to get the most out of it. All right, so we are done with rendering. You can see the three views over here. This is the top-down view. This is the other view from the other side. Okay, this is the other one. All right, so now I want us to do a little bit of post-production here in Photoshop so that we can get the best out of our render. All right, so I'm going to select this, right-click over there, and I'm going to convert to Smart Object. Okay, and I'm going to come over here to Filter, and I'm going to do Camera Raw Filter. All right, so the first thing I like to do is click on Auto. I do not like how that came out. Okay, so let's do it manually now. Okay. All right, so reduce the highlight a little bit. Okay, so this is what we have before. This is what we're having now. You can see the difference in the wood and the concrete, and in fact the entire environment. It has sharpened it a bit for us. So I want to I think we need to reduce the saturation a little bit, just a little bit. Okay, you don't need to do too much, just a little bit of tweaks here and there, and you are good to go. Let's open detail and get rid of some of the colors, color noise, and sharpen it a little bit, and then say okay. All right. Okay. So I just want to add a little bit of another desaturation over here. Okay. So that's basically all you have to do. You don't even have to do much. Okay. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give us a like. And if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. Not only subscribing, ring the bell so you don't miss any of our future tutorial. All right. Thank you very much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.